So this is going to be the video on the 5-star books that I finished in 2016, and maybe a little thought on each one of them. I don't know. We'll see. There's 18 of them, so I'm just going to try to burn through them real quick so I can know. This is as much as letting y'all know as it is a visual record of what I've done this year. Kind of like a, hey, you've done this. Not many people have, so booyah. Booyah, MF. Anyways, okay, so I'm going to start at the bottom of my list and work my way up. These are all 5-star books, so I gave all these 5 stars. This is just my least favorite 5-star book up to my highest favorite 5-star book. Alright, first one is A 4-Hour Workweek. It got 5 stars because I was reading it at a time when I thought it was really important. I don't know if it'd be 5 stars now, but it was a perfect storm of reading it. It's about a guy that created a supplement, and then he found a way to slowly separate himself from his job and become an owner of a company as opposed to the guy running the company. That way he can just do very minimal task in the company, and the company runs itself. Like he built the company up from nothing. He got to a point where all he had to do was, answer a couple questions each month, make sure everything's still running good, open the door, make sure the machine's still running, shut it, collect a check. I mean, boom, American dream, okay? So anyways, work our way up. To Kill a Mockingbird. So, yeah, I'd never done that one before. This was a year of doing a bunch of books that I should have done before and didn't. So, To Kill a Mockingbird was on the list, and like most people say, it was a fantastic book. It's nowhere near in my wheelhouse of things that I listen to, about, lawyers in the South and racial tension type stuff. That's not really things I listen to. That had nothing to do with this stuff, but anyways, suffice to say, it's a really good book. I love it. I think everybody should read it. Obviously, it's on the 5-star list. That means I am actively pushing this book on other people. If it's a 5-star book, I am trying to get other people to read it, regardless of whether I think they'll like it or not. I just browbeat them with it. I hit them in the forehead with the actual physical book until they start reading it. So, anyways, Bands of Mourning. I gave this 5 stars, and to tell you the truth, I can't separate it in my mind from the one ahead of it, like where one ended and the other one began. So, I don't know. I mean, I really like the book because, when it came out, I was in this a bunch of books that I didn't like the writing and all that stuff. And Brandon Sanderson, I mean, I don't know. He is a god amongst mortals. With his writing, he just takes you in. It's like a nice warm blanket. His writing is, but I don't really care what he writes about. He could talk about how he does laundry, and I'd probably enjoy the crap out of it. But anyways, next is The Troop, which is about some kids that go on a Boy Scout kind of thing, and it's a horror book. And anyways, they start dying. I'm not gonna give it away because I don't know how to explain it. Just go look at the Halloween video if you want to hear about that one. Golden Sun, which is the second book in the Red Rising series. I didn't put the 3rd book in here because I don't know. I don't like the ending. I don't know if I could have liked the ending. I don't know if the ending could have done anything to make me like it. And it's not that I hated the ending, it's just that it wasn't 5 stars to me. But Golden Sun was. I mean, the stuff, after you end Red Rising, you are on such a high with this guy. And he just, the whole book is him just getting kicked in the balls. Dude, the whole book, he just, starts to get up, and then somebody else just, punts him again. And it's insane. And you're like, oh my God. And by the end, he is you and him are, wrecked. And you're like, how are you going to get through this? And he does, but... Anyways, after that, or higher up on the list, as we move up, there is 13 Hours in Benghazi. I love this book. This is a book that I would have read if it wouldn't have been real life, and that it happened to Americans, and Americans were the ones that did it, It just gives you a little pride that that's your country doing that stuff. So go us. Going above and beyond. They didn't have to do that kind of stuff, but whatever. All right. Vicious, which is by the lady that made that. She's got two names. I'm gonna get them mixed up, so I'm just gonna say the lady that wrote A Darker Shade of Magic. Wrote this book, and I hated A Darker Shade of Magic. I didn't like it. I know everybody else does, but I don't. But Vicious is awesome. I mean, that's like a superhero story told by the supervillain that didn't even want to be either one. Just a guy, just a sociopathic guy that wanted to get superpowers, and that's it. So, next on my list is I bundled them all together, and I know people are going to give me flack for that, but I'll put all the Harry Potter books in this little section right here. If I had to give one, like my favorite one out of all of them, I would say it was Goblet of Fire. I don't know. Just I was kind of like, because I did all the books in 1 month, and after you like hear about the same people over and over and over and over and over, you kind of have this like drop in caring about it, and this tournament kind of thing kind of picked me up, right in the middle of it. So I enjoyed that, and it stuck with me. So I'm gonna call it my favorite one out of all the Harry Potters. After that, or above that, I keep saying after that, above that on the list, and I think I'm in the Harry Potters were my top 5, okay? Now I'm in number 4, which is The Dungeoneers, which is probably the funniest fantasy book I've ever read that isn't fart jokes. Okay, well no, I'm gonna take that back. It's not the funniest fantasy book I've ever read, okay? You have to put any stipulations on that. What I will say is it is a great book for anybody that likes fantasy stuff. If you're into role-playing games where it's fantasy related, read this book. If you're into Lord of the Rings, read this book. If you like high fantasy, read this book. If you like low fantasy, read this book. Like I said, I'm just gonna hit people in the head with the book until somebody actually picks it up. Okay, so anyways, number 3 on my list was The Rook, and now I think about it, I think that might be a number 2. Nope, I already made this list. It's gonna be 3. I already wrote it down. It's on paper. You can't change it once it's wrote down. You can't. So anyways, number 3 is The Rook. 3 is my favorite number anyway, so boom, it all works out, right? I've went over this book before. I think I put a video out there on it. So just like MI6 for people with born with special powers, like natural abilities to do crazy shit, like tentacles and hive minds, and control people's bodies with their mind and stuff like that. And the main character lost her memory at the beginning of the book, so she's having to pretend to be herself going through her life as she learns who she is and who stole her memory throughout the book. Great idea, great story. Number 2 is Theft of Swords, which is probably the freshest take that I've finished on a fantasy book in a while. I mean, they all kind of hit the same buttons, but this one just felt good and right and fresh, and it felt like, it hit some of the same buttons, but it was just, it was just a cut above the rest of them. I don't even know. It's kind of intangible. I can't touch it mentally. What I like about it. Alright, so number 1. Red Rising. I mean, if this isn't a 5-star book in your book, then, screw you, because this is an amazing book. If there was a 6-star, I would probably give it to Red Rising. It is phenomenal. I'm talking about, there is, so much awesomeness that happens in this book, and it can pull you in from all different areas. If you like mythologies, of like the Roman or Greek kind, it'll pull you in there. If you like class warfare, because that seems to be a hot topic right now for some reason, boom, this will pull you in. You like Irish people, like I think like in the audiobook, the person with Darrow's voice is got like this Irish accent, so it's kind of awesome. But anyways, you like strong female characters? There's like 2 or 3 of them in here, I think. Yeah, like 1, 2, 3, 3 characters in this book, I think, that pop up in this one. I don't know. But anyways, there's ruthless ones and there's good ones and there's ones we're not sure of. Let's see here. What else? You like transformation stuff? It's kind of like a fantasy story right in the middle of a sci-fi world kind of thing. So it's like a combination of 2 things I enjoy. But anyways, I've babbled for a long time about just, 18 books. But that was my favorite ones for 2016. So, peace out.